with the stream pretty soon. A few more minutes and we will jump in. There are some changes to the game that I definitely wanted to share with you guys, so we'll talk about those when the stream begins. Hey, how's it going, guys? We are going to get started here with the stream. And we are actually going to continue our game that we had before. We sort of had that game going, and we were trying to beat the level, so we'll see what happens. Alright guys, welcome to the stream. A few things I do want to discuss here. Basically, if you play at Veteran or Grim Darkness difficulty here in Sanctus Reach, there are a few changes to the actual game. And specifically, the changes are all melee units will now inflict morale damage in a radius around them as long as their morale is greater than 50, and this is only, I think this only applies to Veteran and Grim Darkness difficulties. I'm pretty sure that Muso can follow up and let you guys know if that's the case. But basically, low morale now reduces a unit's combat skill. And this is actually something that I think should have been added quite a while back, so I'm very happy to see it now in the actual game itself, where basically if a unit has low morale, they're not going to fight as well. They're not going to be able to fire their guns as well, etc. They're certainly not going to be able to perform as well in melee combat. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here and continue our game. For those of you that were with us initially, you know that we've done a lot here, and what we're trying to do now is actually get to the victory points and, well, score a victory here in the game. So we're going to do our absolute best. I'm pretty sure we've moved every single unit, or just about every unit. One way to find out is always to go ahead and press the tab button, and this will of course select the most recent unit that you've been using. Now I do believe that we need to keep some units here because, let's face it, this is a victory point we need to hold. So I'm probably going to keep the basilisks here. The basilisks, of course, being some very good artillery weapons. And there we go. We got a critical hit on the enemy. I'm going to go ahead and bombard them again. That was a miss. And yes, you can definitely miss with a basilisk, for sure. Oh, that was wonderful. 135 HP loss there. Another hit, and we completely destroyed that unit. So what we're doing at this point is we're trying, of course, to get this armor over here to this victory point, and eventually we want to get it over here to this victory point. Now I want to be very, very specific, and in this particular mission, you can also go over here to the left. I don't generally go there. We only have to take 2 points. I mean, technically speaking, you could avoid this one entirely and just go for the right and the left, but I don't think that's a very good idea. Let's take a look here at the chat. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Muso. So Muso is posting, guys, the new update, and like I said, it's going to affect morale, specifically in Veteran and Grim Darkness difficulties, and I think these are changes for the best. Really, really interesting changes. I'm going to go ahead and end the turn. First, I want to move my guardsmen forward. Let's do that. Good work, boys. Try to see if I can attack with my Psyker, but I'm pretty sure he attacked this turn. And this War Buggy is pretty much destroyed, but I'd rather he doesn't do anything to my Psyker, so I'm actually going to send out the Guardsmen in the vain attempt to stop these guys. Now, we're using grenade launchers, and these are very useful against enemy infantry units, but in terms of enemy armor, it's really not going to make much of a difference. Yeah, we're out. So there we go, guys. We'll end the turn. Once again, our Psyker is actually in a warp state So, oh, he did get a critical hit. That was surprising, but for the most part, he can avoid a lot of damage. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do now? I don't like the fact that the enemy war buggy is actually in our base. So obviously we could get rid of that. But I was kind of hoping for an easy removal, as it were. If we do move the Psyker, we should go ahead and do the phase shift. So this way, if we move into the enemy's range, he will fire at us, but we'll pretty much avoid the damage for the most part. As you can see there, we still took some. But I think we can actually go ahead and do some... Yes, there we go. We can use the Force Staff to do some actual combat damage. So let's try and destroy this war buggy. And there we go. Well done, Psyker. Gotta love those Psykers. Okay, let's go ahead and move up here. I want to move towards this main victory point, of course. But at the same time, we have to keep our eyes on our own victory point. And you can actually see some war buggies here. I don't think they're going to do very well against a Hellhound, but you never know. No, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to reach those guys. It's kind of a shame. I thought for sure we'd get them. And I will move the Chimera forward. There we go. And we can actually go ahead and follow up on this other war buggy. Critical hit. Oh man, we're so close. We are so close to getting a kill there. See if our Ogrins can get it. No, it's out of range. Come on, Ogrins. These are just our standard infantry. We are going to send some of these guys over here to the right, because we do want to start making our way over here to the second victory point. Once again, guys, I want to reiterate, and actually Muso's posted it down below, that there are changes to the game itself, and specifically in Grim Darkness and Veteran difficulties. Right now, low morale will actually reduce the combat skill of your units. So let me just take a look here. Do a Barrel Roll says, I have a buddy that plays 40K the board game, told me he missed 9 times with a pain blade. Yeah, that's just kind of part of the game, unfortunately. It can happen. It can happen to all of us. Okay, here we go. So let me move forward with my Ogrins here. I really do love the Ogrins. In this case, these are Bullgrins, so they're even tougher than regular Ogrins. But primarily because they have an actual shield, a lot of armor. Not that Ogrins really need much. Interesting. So, we could go for that left point. I'm already spotting the Killican, the big shooter. Now, it's running away. We're still going to try to destroy it with the Gatling cannon. But I don't think the Gatling cannon can actually do much damage here. Actually, it's doing okay. Got a lot of other enemies over here, including Mega Knobs. So this is another reason why we have to keep some units behind. Oh, he's down to 2 HP, guys. The big shooter is down to 2 HP. So just a few more hits and he would be destroyed. Or one more hit, really. But unfortunately, we don't have that option. Hello, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining. Okay, let's see. Okay, on fire, thankfully. Open fire. Really, really nice critical hits here. Still, though, the fact that Mega Knobs and Sluggas are in the area, it's just obvious that we need to keep some units here. I'd love to send every single unit out. It would be really cool, but we can't do that and actually, win this particular game. By the way, I love the falling snow over the dead orc bodies here. Let's go ahead and end the turn. Turn it over to the orcs. no, we've got some actual Def Coptas on the way. I hate Def Coptas. I mean, if I'm using the Def Copta, that's one thing. But if I'm fighting against it, I really hate these things. So let's go ahead and move into this area. We have taken the victory point. And of course, I'm first going to fire my multi-laser at the Def Copta. The good thing about fighting a Def Copta is it actually has pretty low health. So we should be able to take it out. And should being the key word here. There she goes, guys. And we also leveled up. I love this machine spirit ritual. It kind of reminds me of Mad Max. It is an offense to know a telepriest ritual rites. If you happen to overhear such a thing, report to your regimental commissar for immediate re-education. So this raises the base morale for the vehicle. And then the second level up is the sharpshooter skill. With so much time spent on the battlefield, these guardsmen have learned that the one who shoots first wins. Unit gets a double reaction fire. I'm definitely going to be taking the sharpshooter skill. Another thing you may have noticed, when you do level up, you gain some HP as well. In this case, we are in the midst of a battle, so we didn't gain full HP. We would had we gone on to the next battle, but it's pretty good. I'm also going to move this one forward. Go ahead and open fire on these war buggies. We might even use our flamethrower here. I'm not sure if it's going to be very effective, because these are mostly machines, especially the battle wagon. That thing is terrifying. 1 HP? Come on, guys. That's not good. That is not good. Okay. Definitely want to grab the Commissar as well as the Prefectus if we can get them and move towards that particular point. I mean, that is definitely a problem. Told you, it's not just as simple in this mission as running and taking the points. There is a lot to do once you get there. And once again, over here, we got a upgrade to our Lehman Russ Punisher, and we can actually give it frag ammo. So this is really cool. Basically, fragmentation ammunition. Very useful stuff. Or we could give it recovery gear. Tankers have learned to keep their vehicles running rather than leave their vehicles abandoned. They have come to their tight spaces and hot temperatures inside, knowing their survival depends on it. So here we actually regain a small amount of HP. We don't actually need to regain a small amount of HP, but this is something I would consider using if I was very low on HP, for instance. So we're going to go ahead and go for the frag ammo. And especially with a Gatling cannon, I want to see how this works. So we've got the multi-melta ammo. Ooh, melta-guns. Now, melta-guns can absolutely be used against vehicles as well, but they're pretty effective against infantry units, as you can see here. Even tougher ones like the Nulps. Gotta love that armor, man. That is really cool. Okay, let's see. I think I'm gonna continue forward here. So we will open fire on the war buggy for now. Obviously, my main concern is that battle wagon, and it could do a lot of damage. There's no doubt about that. That battle wagon is very dangerous. Let's see if we can go ahead and open fire here with the battle cannon. No, it doesn't look like it. Nice shooting, boys. Nice shooting. Man, we still have a lot of enemies approaching. Gotta love the Ogren's return fire there. And let's see if our Basilisk can open fire. Some major crits there. Not enough to destroy the unit entirely, but it's a start. 37 HP. And let's see how our Psyker's doing. So actually the Psyker, I mean, I've never seen a Psyker go low on morale. I'm not sure if it's impossible to get rid of a Psyker's morale, but it's certainly difficult. And I'm actually going to pull this Guardsman unit back to base. Take a look here at the chat. Pixel says, I think the Ogrins love you too, although being on the receiving end of an Ogrin hug is probably a bit squishy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if you get a hug by an Ogryn, that's just instant death. It's not a good thing. And that's assuming an Ogryn would hug you in the first place. Like I said, and I've mentioned this in many previous streams, the fact that the Ogryns have these guns, the reason the Ogryns have these big shooters is because when they were given regular, las cannons, they destroy them. They're just, they're not too bright. They're just not very smart. Okay, let's end the turn. Let me make sure that I can get this guy over here. And our Castellan can move forward as well. I would love to call in an airstrike right now. I'm not sure we can. We have a cooldown, as you can see, and I'm not even sure we're going to be able to do a lot of damage to that war buggy. But as you guys can see, that is a serious machine. I mean, that could potentially stop our progress here. Let's end the turn. Oh, the Mega Nob! Don't like that war buggy one bit. Now they've got some Mega Nobs. They're going to probably take out this Chimera. I think, considering the fact we've got some Mega Nobs in front of us, we might use the Flamethrower. But look at that critical hit from the war buggy, guys. So we know that that war buggy can do damage to some of our armor. That is a problem. A big one. Come on, don't blow up the Chimera. Just please stop attacking it. I really like this Chimera. Come on, guys. Okay, let's take a look here. So we've got to get that battle wagon. That thing is deadly, but should we turn on the flamethrowers? I think we should. Here we go. Oh, yes. Let's do some more. Burn them out. At the very least, if we're not going to destroy them, up close and personal, we might be able to destroy their morale so much that they'll refuse to fight. That's obviously a goal. All right, Ogryns. The battle wagon. I know we have a war buggy right in front of us. I think I want to go ahead and probably get rid of that. It's just kind of a frustrating bit of equipment that we have to deal with. And let's move forward with the plasma guns. Now, the plasma guns should be able to take on the battle wagon. I doubt that the guardsmen in this unit are going to survive. And actually, it looks like the damage is very low, even with the plasma guns. So this is going to be a really tough vehicle to take down. Chance to hit is very low. Man. I gotta say, if you are an orc player and you get the opportunity in multiplayer to take a battle wagon, take it. It seems pretty sturdy. Let's keep on moving. Here we go, boys. Move forward with our Bullgryns, of course. All right, we're going to call in air support. We might hit our own guys. Oh! I was hoping they would attack the battle wagon. They did attack the battle wagon. Look at that, guys. So as you can see, I'm not sure on the name of those air units. If somebody wants to drop them down below in the chat, please do. Are they Valkyries? I don't remember. But in any case, when you call in the air support from your Castellan, you get some pretty great effects there. Nice! Mega Nob is down. He died bravely on the battlefield, I think. And once again, I know we're not going to do a lot of damage here with the artillery against the war buggies, but at this point, you know, some damage is better than none at all. So we are going to go ahead and continue firing. 7 HP. It's the only thing a war buggy can resist. Otherwise, it's a really bad vehicle. Now, of course, if you're going to just take enemy points, I would suggest, if you're in multiplayer, to take a war buggy. But in terms of its combat prowess, I really, really don't like war buggies. Like I said before, I find them to be more of an irritation, and if you're playing with war buggies, they're really not that useful. I hate to say that, but it's just the truth. Go ahead and get up close and personal with the enemy now. Now, unfortunately, I got way too close to use my laser, but I could start targeting the enemy over here. We could actually start moving forward with our artillery. As you can see, that's a really nice sort of grouping for our arty if it happens to start firing. Let's see what else we can do. Nope, they've all done their thing. Let's take a look here at the chat. So, how's it going? Awesome Lionsaurus. I like that name. Recently learned about Warhammer when Total War Warhammer came out, and I've been on a Warhammer spree since. Have a bunch of other Slytherin games, so when I saw they had a Warhammer game as well, I went ahead and picked it up. You made the right choice, man. And yes, Gladius is going to be absolutely awesome. I want to go ahead and remind you guys again, we did mention this at the beginning of the stream, but I feel it's important to reiterate, and that is that basically all melee units will now inflict morale damage in a radius around them as long as their morale is greater than 50. And this only applies to Veteran and Grim Darkness difficulties, so obviously if you want an easier challenge, you could still go ahead and just go for easy, but in those difficulties, that will be a dramatic change. And I think one that should have been added, and I'm glad is added now. Because obviously if a unit is low in morale, they're not going to be shooting very well. You know, they're going to be scared, they're going to be afraid of what could potentially happen to them, etc. So it makes sense that their shooting would be reduced. Let's go ahead and move back with the guardsmen here. And again, the only reason we're moving back is to hold this main point. Ooh, we still have some shots. Oh! Oh, that was beautiful. Pure crits. Pure crits right there. Gotta love that. That is a nice roll. Okay, let's end the turn. So the enemy is actually trying to retake that victory point. Interesting. Pretty nice shots here on the poor Ogrins. I mean, 117 HP. Even an Ogren's going to feel that one, unfortunately. Got some Burna Boys here. And there's a lot of actual units here towards the end. I mean, it's not as simple as just destroying that initial wave. You have a lot of orcs to deal with afterwards. Not flash gits. I hate flash gits. Probably one of the finest orc units. And they've got the snaz guns. Yes, these are actually called snaz guns, and they are devastating. I mean, the snaz guns will just wipe out an entire unit easily. So I'm going to try to move forward with our basilisks to try and get some actual artillery damage on the enemy. I'm not sure if we can reach them. I think we have to wait. Yeah, they're out of range, unfortunately. So let's fire on these flash gits. Of all the times for the flash gits to show up towards the end of the battle here, it's the worst timing, really. So we definitely want to try and kill them before they become a problem. Open up. Open up. Good shooting. Keep it up. Yes! Oh, that was perfect, guys. And we also got a level up. So we have the Emperor Protects. Saying a prayer to the Emperor is the best way to improve morale. Experts confirm this to be true. If you cannot say the prayer due to injury, loudly humming the prayer will suffice. I love that. That's really good. So if you're, completely dismembered, you can always just loudly hum the prayer. We also have the Frag Ammo. I'm going to take the Frag Ammo. Let's see. Loudly humming will suffice. That's got to be like one of the best lines. Let's take a look here. At least 3 monitors. Yeah, thanks, Aviatros. I mean, we could certainly try to do it sort of on my phone, but unfortunately, we're not in a position where we have 3 monitors. As Muso said, though, that would be pretty cool. Move our boys forward, and let's see if the Psychers are still in phase shift mode. I'm going to go ahead and put them in phase shift mode just to be safe. They'll probably be fine. And again, I'm moving forward here because we also have a victory point over here. Depending on what victory point we get to first, that's the one we'll go for. So I might actually end up heading towards both. And if I get to this one before I get to this one, hey, that's great. Oh man, so many enemies here. I want to open fire on the battle wagon, but I don't think we're going to be able to do much damage to it. Flames. Should we? Should we do it, guys? Oh, yeah. We also got a level up. I'm going to use the Frag Ammo once again. Nice. So we're seriously damaging the enemy morale, which in itself is useful. We've also got enemies like these Mega Nobs pretty close by. They are shaken due to the damage we've already inflicted, but not dead. And as long as Mega Nobs are around and not dead, you've got a problem on your hands. A mecha problem. Oh, that was the worst pun ever. It really was. 19 HP. Even the Algrins can't really deal much damage to these Mega Nobs, sort of the nobles of the Orc universe. And they do have some pretty serious armor there. Alright. What about you, Castellan? What can you do? Ooh, kill everything in that general direction. Okay, here we go. We're going to call in another air attack.
We will drown the enemy in Imperial blood.
Ooh, nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. We also, I think we've shaken up the battle wagon. That's a good start. In general, the enemy is terrified of us, although they are getting very, very close to our victory point here. Only problem with the Basilisk is moving it. It's, it's quite a heavy vehicle, so getting around with it can take a while. I think we've done what we can. Let's end the turn. And we're trying to progress to this area, but it's tough. We only have 7 turns remaining. So this is a tough one, guys, without a doubt. I like how they tried to stab our Chimera, or actually, no, in this case, our Lehman Russ tank. But it seems to be fine in terms of actual damage. Ouch! Oh, they just killed all our Ogrins! Our poor little Ogrins! What did they ever do to anybody? So friendly and kind. Always thinking of others' feelings before attacking. And now they're dead. Oh, we got the flash hits. Not surprised, just wiping out the Chimera there. I mean, the flash hits are incredible. I think if I had to choose, it would probably be my favorite Orc unit. Those Snaz guns just tear the enemy apart. Alright, let's see if we can get in some artillery fire. Nope, we're gonna have to wait a bit. Let's take a look here at the chat. Yeah, I mean, as Muso mentions, this is definitely... And hey, Metallicil, good to see you, man. Yeah, it's a niche game. Certainly a niche company, but hey, if you're into strategy games, this is the place to be. Let's go ahead and open fire. I really want to kill the flash gets, so I'm going to make an exception here. Oh, yeah. I'm so sad that they destroyed that unit. And let's get the guardsmen here. Got grenade launchers. Open fire on this flash gate unit.
Sog it, boys. Run for it. We's dying.
We's dying. You certainly are. Alright, we're going to get shot at. As you can see, if you have a red square like this, this essentially means that you're moving into one of the enemy's reactionary fire zones. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get shot at, but there's a good chance you will. Obviously, if the enemy, or in this case, if the AI detects that the unit is really not that valuable, they might go ahead and save their fire. But in this case, you can see they definitely attacked. And that battle wagon, man, it's getting closer and closer. I'm obviously going to open fire on that with the las cannon. Ooh, I meant to fire the battle cannon. I think I fired on the orc unit behind it, believe it or not. Yeah, I want to move this forward as well. Now, the good news is the enemy morale is badly affected. But besides that, they're doing okay. 31 HP. What? We've got another Killican with a rocket launcher. You've got to love how the orcs spell rocket. Or just how the orcs spell anything. It's just great. Let's go ahead and get some Gatling cannon ammo over here on the enemy. Wow, that was actually a lot of damage. Did not expect the Gatling cannon to do as much damage to an armored unit like a Killican. So that is surprising. We're also going to turn it towards the Killican. So if this thing fires at us, it's going to hit that frontal armor and likely not do a lot of damage. Of course, that's what we're hoping. After all, this is a rocket unit, so they could potentially do some serious damage to this tank. We're hoping that doesn't happen. We've got the Psyker. Let's go ahead and open up the Vortex. So this is a really cool ability. The Inquisition has been known to purge entire regiments in the aftermath of a warp vortex. This is a ranged area of effect attack that does damage each turn to units within its area of effect. Personally, I'm a huge fan of AoE abilities in any game. You know, whether it be a MOBA or a strategy game, I just love that. So this is going to actually be damaging this unit. As long as he stays in these tiles, every turn he's going to take some major damage. And I love the vortex there that we've created as well. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look here at the next unit. I'm going to move him up. Should be using the Castellan in a better way than this, but... And we could also do a rapid fire ability. This is one of the funny abilities the Castellan has. Commissars also have similar abilities where they can actually kill a guardsman to instill fervor, but we remove all doubt in a guardsman's mind, turning him into an unstoppable killing machine. Now what this really means is we scare the heck out of the guardsman by firing rapidly in his general direction, and at that point he realizes, I need to get away from this prefect or this Castellan, and I need to head into battle. We also have the take aim. Holding a chainsword to the neck of a guardsman is a well-known way to increase his accuracy. I love that. It does work. That's for sure. Let's have a turn. Oh, yeah. Since when did I turn into the Kool-Aid guy? Seriously, though, we're getting some really good reactionary fire. That's what's getting excited here. Oh, yeah. Lot of enemy machines still around. And I mentioned this earlier in our last stream specifically, our last Sanctus Reach stream, that in this particular mission, this is probably one of the toughest starting missions in the game itself. And this is, of course, the Sons of Cadia DLC. And the interesting thing about this mission is you're initially going to start off having to destroy a lot of enemies attacking your initial base. But at some point, you're going to have to actually move out and start moving towards the enemy victory points, which is exactly what we've done here. And you're going to notice that when you get to the enemy victory points, there are a lot of enemies still there. Even if you wipe out the massive wave attacking your base, as we've done here, look at that. The amount of orc bodies is just unbelievable. You know, there's still going to be a lot of enemies waiting for you at their main base. Let's take a look here at the chat. Awesome says, these Imperial Guard guys seem fun. Thanks for answering that, Muso. Too many to explain here, says Aviatros. How many Warhammer 40k factions are there? So, I wish I could tell you. I think, I'm not exactly skilled in the knowledge of 40k factions. Muso might be able to tell you. Of course, we've got... Now, in terms of... If you're talking about this game specifically, we've got the Imperial Guard, we've got the Space Wolves, and we've got the Orcs. So in this game, there are 3 factions, and I'm pretty sure that in the universe of Sanctus Reach, that those are really the only factions that matter. And I'm talking about the actual Sanctus Reach lore. So I think there's another faction, if I'm not mistaken, which is not currently in the game. I don't know if it's ever going to become part of the game. The Demons. They're sort of... I don't know if they're demons. Maybe they're... I can't remember really the name. But they also inhabit the world of Sanctus Reach. Let's go ahead and open fire. Let them have it, boys. Oh, yeah. At least we're scaring the hell out of the enemy. Their morale is being badly affected. Although, let me see. 2 turns for air support. Not so bad. Although the rest of our units are pretty badly damaged. So right here, the actual ability to hit these guys is tough because there's a lot of stuff in the way. You can see our chance to hit's only 15%. But killing even a single flash gets is a huge bonus. There we go. Flash gets are down. And we can even fire with the plasma gun here. Now, unfortunately, I don't expect the plasma gun to do very well. By the way, where did that battle wagon go? I think they've retreated with it, which is not good. But I'm going to go ahead and fire at the Killacan. And I'll fire a bit here at the Nob Slugger. Really didn't do any damage at all. Oh, ouch! Ogren just took a nasty hit there. So very low chance of damage here. Same with the Killacan. So we'll fire at the enemy here. The Sluggers, at least. Let's see if our artillery is close enough to be able to use it. Unfortunately not. Oh, wait up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Might not seem like a lot, but even a little bit of damage here is going to help us out. Although it looks like they're not really receiving the wicked end of the damage here. And I'm actually going to move the Bulgrins forward. Now, the difference between the Bulgrins and the Ulgrins, pretty sure they're exactly the same race. The Bulgrins, however, have armor, and they also have the treads of Lehman Russ tanks as shields. Now, these are actual Lehman Russ tank treads. So these guys, if you want to talk about strong, I mean, it doesn't get much better than the Bulgrins. Just look at that, man. Look at that. A face only a mother could love, so they need to cover it up. But also treads of Lehman Russ tanks. That is just great. Here we go. All right, we're going to move forward with our Prefectus. I think we've pretty much moved everyone. Let me take a look here at the chat. And the Tyranids, that's right. Thank you, Aragon. We got a lot of new people here in this stream. I'm really happy to see you guys stop by. Thank you, Aragon. So Aragon has given us the exact order of basically all the factions, I think, in 40k in general. I'm not sure the Tau ever go to the world of Sanctus Reach. What is the next plan after Sanctus Reach, says Extreme Sonic 01? I think that's going to be something for Musa to answer for you. If he has an answer. Good question, though. Very good question. Let's go ahead and take a look. Take a look-see. Yeah, we can move forward with this guy. I should be keeping him back at base, but I'll trust him outside of base for a bit. And let's definitely open fire on the Nob Sluggas. As you can see with the Punisher Gatling Cannon. Don't forget, guys, we upgraded this, so now our rounds... Look at that! That was epic! Now our rounds are explosive rounds. So not only do we have a Gatling Cannon that fires rapidly, now all of our bullet rounds from this Gatling Cannon are also exploding rounds. So, as you can see, we just completely wiped out that squad. I would highly recommend taking that skill if you guys upgrade your Lehman Russes, especially in a multiplayer game. Take the Frag Ammo skill. It is just awesome. It's really, really cool. Move forward. Go on, boys. Go on now. All right. I'm going to end the turn. Wish us luck. The Mega Nubs are going into close combat with the Ogrins, man. Actually, it might be with the Bull... No, it's definitely Ogrins. So I was gonna say, it might be with the Bulgrins. That would be a bit crazy. Okay, wow. So I have to say, I think we are playing on the Grim Darkness difficulty, if I'm not mistaken. But we've played this battle before. over here in the stream. We've won it before, but in this particular setting, I don't think we can win. We have, if you look up in the upper left corner of the screen, 4 turns left, okay? And that's to take this particular area. Now, I was telling you guys when I started this battle initially that the thing about this battle is you need to know when to leave the main base over here. At the same time, you have to defend this area. And I'm starting to think if you're going to be playing this battle on the Grim Darkness or Veteran difficulties, you need to start moving out right away. As you can see, for us to get to that point in 6 turns, or in 4 turns, I should say, it's going to be tough. Is it possible? Yeah, but it's pretty unlikely. And that definitely means that we moved out a bit too late. We should have moved out even earlier. And so, ostensibly speaking, if you're facing this battle in Grim Darkness or Veteran, you are going to have to move out very fast and head to these points. You know, one thing about Sons of Cadia, it pulls no punches. This is without a doubt, and I love it, but it is without a doubt one of the toughest DLCs. And without a doubt, the toughest DLC for Sanctus Reach. The starting mission, this is the starting mission for the Sons of Cadia DLC. So you really have to learn, essentially, how to work with the game and how to do a good job. This is not an easy DLC by any means. For those of you guys that are, you know, new to Sanctus Reach in general, I would highly recommend playing the base game first. And if you're able to master the base game, then move on to Sons of Cadia. But if you're going to be playing as the Guardsman, just prepare for some difficulties. You know, it's going to be tough. You're facing, it's really not the fact that the Guardsmen are bad or anything. They're actually really great. But, you know, the fact is the orcs in this mission are very numerous. Very, very numerous. All right, let's open fire over here. As you can see, those guys totally disappeared from our line of sight. That Gatling cannon. Oh my goodness, I love that upgrade we got. I mean, we're just wiping out units easily. In fact, we can probably get here if nobody's defending it and still win the battle. Don't forget that all we need to do is take 1 point, essentially. Do we have any chimeras? I don't think we do. Oh man, I think we're going to lose our Lehman Russ battle tank. I really don't want to, but I think that's what's going to happen. Okay, let me drop some rounds here. Plasma gun. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. We are starting to, of course, pile up those orc bodies just like we piled them up in front of our base. So we're doing a pretty good job with that. Let's take a look here at the chat. For Gork and Mork says Metallicil, yeah. Very cool. Thank you, Aragon. I'll take a look at that after the stream for sure. Ooh, I don't know we have the automod on. Interesting. Very cool. Thank you, Awesome. So he's saying the Ultramarines I know of recently got a board game called Heroes of Blackreach, where you play Ultramarines against orcs. That's pretty cool, man. Okay, very cool, guys. Let's get back into the battle. Our Psyker can still help, so I'm going to start moving him towards this next point. I would assume that this one is a little easier to take. Of course, making assumptions in the world of Sanctus Reach is not something I recommend. Go ahead and put my guy in phase shift. And I really only do this with a Psyker to keep him safe. That being said, we've destroyed a lot of enemies here, so we probably don't need to have him in phase shift. But that phase shift ability can really keep the Psyker safe for a very long time. It's a really neat ability, and basically allows him to sort of be in the warp without his mind being badly affected. And anytime anyone fires at him, he can kind of shift into the warp and avoid the shot. Now, that being said, you can still get a critical hit on a Psyker. Even if he is in phase shift mode, it's just a lot harder. So, you can still hit him, but it's unlikely. Put it that way. No, I'm going to end the turn. Okay, so some pretty good reactionary fire here. And again, if you're going to be playing, Sons of Cadia, I would definitely recommend trying the base game first. We're in a tough situation here. Hey, Kendra. Good to see you, mate. A little late to the stream, but it's still good to see you. Hey, Steinkuhl. Will there be another stream of Gladius, by the way, at some point? Yes, there will be another stream of Gladius. Muso, when? I'm really looking forward to it myself. The last time I played Gladius, I believe, was about a month and a half ago, and I loved it. So I can't wait to jump in myself. And Aragon is saying, I must admit, Sanctus Reach looks promising. Thank you, Aragon. Kendra says, I heard developers is going to show something new soon. Maybe, maybe not. You don't know. Just keep you guys in the dark. Keep you wondering, waiting, wondering what's coming next, basically. By the way, guys, I do want to thank everybody for showing up to the stream. We have quite a lot of viewers here today, and I'm really happy with that. It seems that every time we do a Sons of Cadia stream, and I think Muso can support this claim, we get a lot of viewers. People really do like Sons of Cadia, and it is a great DLC. It really is. It's a tough one, man. It's really a tough one. So it makes me happy to see so many strategy gamers here interested in this DLC. Now, we could call in air support here, but I'm not sure I want to call in Valkyrie gunships on every single unit in this location. It might end up badly for us. So I think first what we'll try to do is destroy the units here ourselves. So of course we've got the rocket launcher. And the morale of the enemies is such that they're broken, so they will not be able to attack us next turn. That's another thing for anybody that's new to the game, anybody that's new to Sanctus Reach. It's very important to keep that in mind, and that is that morale is just as important as health, okay? If you can keep the enemy with this sort of broken morale, they're not going to attack you. They're not going to be able to attack you, and you need to keep that in mind. Now, in this case, it looks like, oh, is it our Bulgarins? It is our Bulgarins with a morale loss. So as you can see, unit morale is broken, and we can't do the gauntlet smash. We just can't. These guys are actually terrified, and I have to say, for a Bulgarin to be this scared, that's pretty rare. Bulgarins don't even have the IQ to know what being afraid is, to be honest with you. They know how to smash things. They might be a few IQ points above orcs, but I doubt it. It's pretty low, unfortunately. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to move forward with the Basilisk. The Castellan, the Psyker, and move him forward as well. Anyway, guys, we are getting to the end of this stream. Like I said before, I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I also want to remind you guys, and this is especially important, that there has been a change here to Sanctus Reach, one for the best, I think. And that change is basically if you are playing on Veteran, or if you are playing on Grim Darkness difficulty. By the way, if you're new to the game, do not attempt Grim Darkness difficulty unless you want to be completely wrecked. By the way, I still love that tank. But basically, the morale is set up now that if a unit is badly affected morale-wise, and I think Muso can give you guys even more specifics, it's not going to be able to fire, it won't be able to attack, and there's different changes, morale-based changes to the game that I think I love. I think they're great additions to the game. They should have been there before, and of course now we've got them. So really cool stuff. I mean, obviously, if a unit has low morale, it shouldn't be able to attack you with the same ferocity as a unit with full morale. That kind of makes sense. Fortunately, look at this, guys. I mean, the enemy, just us getting here, the enemy has destroyed a lot of our vehicles. And since we are getting to the end of the stream, I will call in the air support, even though I think this is a terrible idea. It could end up affecting us. There's that Valkyrie gunship. Oh, yeah. He's dead. No, that was good shooting, man. So I like that. The air support skill, if you select it, only targets enemies in that area. So even if the area covered is this entire area, it will only target the enemy units. In this case, nearly destroying the Kilocan rocket launcher. Let's take a look here, see if we can kill it. Can we kill it? No, we can't. Thank you so much, Muso. So, guys, Muso has put the update down below. That being said, I thank you guys so much for stopping by. Oh, thank you so much, Engineer Kenny. So he's saying, by the way, my last 5 live purchases from Slytherin are all because of this daily video. I think he's referring to the stream there, and I appreciate that, man. Obviously on my end, and I know on Muso's end, we really go to a lot of work to entertain you guys on a almost daily basis. And it really makes me feel good, and I'm sure it makes Muso feel good too that you guys enjoy the stream and are having fun. All right, my friends, I am going to head off here, but I thank you so much for stopping by. I thank everybody for the feedback. It's awesome, and 52 viewers. You guys really like Warhammer 40k Sanctus Reach, don't you? Make sure to stop by the Matrix and Slytherin channel. And if you guys want to take a look at my channel on YouTube, I will be dropping the link down below. That's Agrippa Maxenius on YouTube. I'd love you guys to stop by. Anyway, guys, we are going to go ahead and head off, but thank you again, and I'll see you tomorrow.